Hello, everyone. Everyone being, I think currently no one, but that's okay. Regardless, I hope everyone's had a good day today. I'm a little stressed, personally, there's a lot going on. But I managed to carve out some time to get back to work on this. Saw some comments, a lot of them not so great, but that's okay. I like the way that we have the East right now, though. I've sat on it. I think that it makes sense. There was an idea of making Moscow a lake. I'm still considering that or not. I think if I reference it, it's just kind of like glorifying violence for the sake of it, so I might not, but it's an interesting potential takeaway. I'm going to include this city. Tino has this named Braunschenstadt. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I learned, I think it's after a general's name. I think he was a disgraced general in our timeline, but clearly not in Tino's timeline, considering the city's named after him. Maybe that's going to be changed because nothing is sacred. Hi, Blood Dino, how are you? When it comes to the West, I'm thinking that I will actually have Germany taking the border territories. It's an interesting potential dynamic for them to secede that territory back to France to keep them on their side, potentially. So I'm going to look at my old Axis scenario and try to uncover their RK Burgund. So I'm going to take that and salvage what I can out of it. This is a too big, so I need to shrink it. Oh, where'd it go? There you go. Wait. It didn't have to be shrunk. It's just really weird. Okay. Madagascar. Alright. Hello, Mish. Hello, Anjusk. Hello, Bobby. Why does Leningrad get annexed? Because of how strategically important it is and symbolically important. I might have it stay with Moscow, potentially. What is going on here? Okay, now there and there. Okay. It's a important Baltic port. They weren't really going to do anything nice with this area anyway. Might as well have it directly there. So then, because of like the legal exact ramifications of exactly what a RK is, it makes sense for Germany to have a direct presence here. What if Germany but big? That's a good point. Maybe I should make Germany bigger. What do you guys think? I'm joking. Obviously it's not gonna be that big. There is something I think I need some help exactly determining though, because I know that the Burgundian state was supposed to take up a lot of room here, but I don't know if it would take the this area, what is it called, Flanders. I think that the spirit of this whatever you want to call it, Ordenstadt, is that it's supposed to be this place is speaking French and we don't like it sector, and the Wallonians would be French speaking. I know Leon de Grelle is probably going to have a problem with that. And then it's like, well, would the Flanders be a separate RK? Or are they just going to be annexed directly? What's going to happen here? We don't know. There's a lot to figure out. But for now, I'm going to keep it here so that we can keep it in mind. Because it looks a lot more understandable at this point. But we need to put this all in here. Look at that. This seems very reasonably oriented territory-wise. What do you guys think? I think that this is what Germany should have gone after World War I, because this is the only fair Versailles Treaty you could ever have, right? This is obviously a joke for anybody who doesn't get it. I'm going to put this over top of France so that we can actually see this layer. And what else is going on here? The way that the states here are going to end up manifesting is going to be a little different, I think. At the very least, the outcome of Greece is going to be slightly different. But maybe I won't say that for the video. I'm not sure. But I'm going to wait. Unspecified year. I want to say that this is roughly 1945, which would imply that this is already subjugated. So we'll deal with that. I'm not sure exactly what the priorities are going to be right now. I was thinking Asia might be a good place to map out, but it's going to look a lot different than this. Do I have any modern, or not modern, but Cold War era Cubams? Probably not. What would you guys want to see me specifically focusing on map-wise today? I'll try to accommodate that. I just can't guarantee it right now. I don't know German enough to actually understand what you just wrote, Lucky. I'm guessing it's a military zone of Lotharingia. World, February 1943. What does this look like? Nope. I need world, after Cold Wars. After World Wars. First one is this one. Wait, don't I already have a map like this? I'm gonna double check the good old Turkey axis video. Post-war. Yeah, there, I have it. So I can take this. Oh yeah, right. Administrative 2 copy? I didn't take the right folder. Oh. Different file, same map. Nearest neighbor. There you go. So we can use this as reference. Obviously a lot of things are different, so it's not one-to-one, but that's okay. Is this correct? No, way off. What the heck? Problem is that people use different versions of QBAM and then you're trying to figure out exactly which one you should be using. It's supposed to be reference only anyway, but hopefully that works. Hold on. Didn't some Netherlands want to put annexation of Flanders? Yes, but it's not up to them. It's up to these guys. Classic one-off video. Well, we'll see. The non-German USSR lands would be kind of cool to map out, but I don't know where you'd even begin with that. Yeah, that's a good point. Hi, what's going on? We're mapping out a Axis victory scenario. The point of divergence is that the British peace out in 1940 in exchange for not continuing to have to fight the war. And there's a lot of ramifications for that. It's the same point of divergence of Thousand Week Reich, but it's going to be different. So I might start migrating over some American stuff, but this isn't up to the standard that I want, is it? I'd probably want something like the Stressa. Where's this thing? But the Stressa folder is a gigantic mess. USA, Mexico, Central Asia, Brazil, the Plata, South Andes, Canada. Okay, all that. Excellent. I can just take that. Pop it right in. But the layers aren't in the right position in the folder, so I have to figure that out. Potential rough plans for the fate of the USSR. Current rough plans are, because the Japanese might try to take Russia or they might not, the Americans will have a limited amount of presence here, but that would be subject to the Chinese and what they want. They would be fighting a civil war against communists after the fight is done, but the nationalists would win, which would mean things like Mongolia annexed, and maybe they even start trying to pressure the acquisition of Outer Manchuria. Not entirely certain yet. Don't know what Korea is going to be up to, but there's certainly not going to be a north-south divide. People mentioned the idea of a unified Central Asian state. I don't know about that, but what I do know is that a Soviet Union without Moscow or Leningrad, or none of European Russia, which is their main industrial area as far as I remember, is going to cause significant unrest in the rest of Asia, and it's going to give people who wanted to break away from the Soviet Union the ability to do so. I know that Konstantin Rozhevsky was a Japanese collaborator, but there's no guarantee that Japan would invade and set him up there. I don't know about the rest of the former areas of the Soviet Union. I don't know what's going to be happening here. There's a lot to figure out. I don't even know how I'm going to properly depict China, because making it one big blob is not going to be accurate to the fact that there'd be several warlords, and the government would need to try to figure that out. Is Turkey friendly with the Axis powers? I think so. They would have no reason to... Well, actually, no. One of the things I'm doing for the point of divergence is I'm having Metaxas agree to join the Axis. I know that Greece and Turkey had good relations, at least as far as I understand, with the Metaxas regime and Kemal's successor, because like the Balkan Patch or something. I need to do some more research on that, but I would also expect that there would be some concern regarding exactly what the nature of Greece's membership of the Axis would mean, but that probably wouldn't matter much, because what I'm going to have happen is that the communists of Greece will rise up. It will cause forces to be diverted, but eventually lead to their subjugation, with the Greek remnants being an Italian protectorate. They take the islands, and Bulgaria gets their stuff. And I think Albania claimed some stuff, but that's Italian. So it's like the Turkestan Protectorate in Central Asia? What, you mean like a German protectorate of Central Asia? Well, something that I think could be pretty interesting is that there would actually be a lot of precedent for the Germans to want to have a presence in Central Asia, because China is going to be one of their greatest allies against the West. And that sounds kind of terrifying to consider, or like controversial. But Germany was already supporting China before they eventually sided with Japan. There's no tripartite pact because there's no reason for Germany to want to instigate a conflict with Britain, because they're already pieced out. Japan's going to be left alone trying to conquer all these territories. They will fail, it'll cause them to lose. Germany never breaks relations with China. China is concerned about America occupying Japan and potentially trying to go back in on them, or whatever they do. So then they're going to start trying to at least be distant from America, which will mean that Germany's like, hey, we should be friends. Let's make a big railroad from Berlin to Beijing. And that cuts directly through Central Asia. And it's like, okay, well, Germany wouldn't really be able to overextend that far. They only tried going for Arkhangelsk to... it's Arkhangelsk to Astrakhan. This is as far as they were willing to even attempt to go. I'm going to try to have them go this far, to be the entire Europe. I know that Germany wanted to have the Ural Mountains as a natural protection against everything here. So then it's like, okay, we want these people not to reconquer. So in order to make sure that they don't reconquer us, we need to support people here. So then we support people here. Kazakhstan or whatever then becomes a primary way for Germany to make a railroad into China. And then what do you think the US is going to do when it realizes, oh, China and Germany are being friends. I rule the seas. I'm friends with Britain. There's no way in hell that they're going to be able to make it to all these places that they want to, as long as I properly put up a resistance, which means this becomes a major hotbed of conflict for the Cold War, especially Iran because of the oil there. I know that Iran collaborated with Germany in their invasion of the Soviet Union, so it could be that the monarchy is trying to be deposed by Republicans. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Afghanistan. I know that India is going to be a big concern, especially because of Subhas Chandra Bose and German ideology at this time of history, and the Indo-Aryans and whatever. They're going to have... There's going to be people sympathetic over here. Using the Turks as influence Tyrannic cultures essentially. Yeah, geopolitical tactic. That's what I'm thinking. What about Tajikistan? Considering they are what? What? I'm looking this up. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. Tajikistan are Aryans? Oh, why? Because they have a certain pigment of skin. Yeah, that's that checks out. Yeah, that out. And they're next to a mountain, so whatever. And yeah, they probably try to put influence here. But the question is, like, would they even be able to exert that much influence, considering how much they're trying to influence here? We'll wonder how everyone else is going to feel about that. They're Iranian. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so because they're Iranian, yeah, they would be Iranian. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's going to probably play a role. I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Wahazas. I don't know how to pronounce your name, for that suggestion. I didn't know that about Tajikistan, so that's great. Where is my pen? My office is a mess. Searching for pen ASMR. Oh, it's right here. Jeez. I'm opening the door because this is ridiculous. No, I can't do that because I'll have to close it, and if Lord Girl tries to get in here, then we'll have to turn her away because she'll cause damage. So sorry in advance for the crying baby that you may or may not hear. Let's get Newfoundland and Labrador in on this. My place is really terrible because the ace, what the hell? This must be a scaling issue. Anyway, it's really not that great in my place because of how bad the air conditioning is. It always is either too cold or too hot, and when it's hot outside, it can't keep up with the air that needs to spit out, so we're always just left hanging. It really blows. I just need a minute to chill out. I've been yapping for a while now, and even before the stream, and part of the reason why I like doing the mapping part is when I do get in the rhythm of it, it's therapeutic. It's like paint by color. I want to emphasize that and not try to make it too stressful to They try to make everything stressful. Like, I don't want to do that. I already have enough hard times as it is. Lord Boy is starting school. He finished his gradual entry. He's doing pretty well, so that's really good. Afghanistan could be a hotbed of conflict considering the northern regions have a large amount of Tajiki. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good point. Is Afghanistan like split between Tajik and Paki or something? I don't know the exact makeup of the city. Is it like a Belgium situation? Or is it that's a lot of hearts. I'm guessing that was empathy for my stress. So yeah, if that's the case, thanks. If it's a Belgium situation, then that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. That's another good thing. I never wrote down the goddamn. Okay. Tajikistan. Is Indo-Aryan. That is important. Yeah, I see. Has Pashtun, Tajik, Baluchi, yeah, Chi. 7 ethnic groups on the world. Wow. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. But its proximity to Britain would imply that there's a lot of presence there. And then the two-state solution issue is going to be a thing. Would Britain even try to withdraw from India? Or would they understand its strategic importance and then try to full-heartedly hold on to the empire? If they lose it, I know that the fashionistas are probably going to have a heyday with that and go like, oh my god, look at what's happening. The people made this happen. Oh no, we need to take back our country, blah blah blah. Anything to spew a little propaganda. That's interesting to consider. Oh yeah, I was considering having Lord Cat number 1. Say hi to the chat. Were you trying to break into the room? Was that what you were trying to do? Are you gonna break some more eardrums or just mine? No, there you go. You don't think Britain can even hold on to their empire? Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, and yeah, so that's my cat. I have 2. That was the first one we got, so that's Lord Cat number 1. Lord Cat number 1 is very loud. Lord Cat number 1 especially. Lord Cat number 2 does this too, but Lord Cat number 1 loves to run into the room and then hide in all the electrical stuff in the guts of my computer, because as you can imagine, running streaming software and running Photoshop makes a lot of heat. So they try to get in there and soak up as much heat as possible. I'm also in a storage closet with a bunch of little things everywhere, and that is really appealing to them because they get to climb in there and they get to experience things. They get to have a cool hiding spot. It's in a high position. What's not great is that it knocks over everything. We have some like delicate things in here, and we don't want that being knocked out, so then I have to close the door. But the problem is that if I keep the door closed, then it gets too hot in here. So let's see, lower cat. Yeah, that's lower cat number 1. You know, it's actually funny. My wife, lore mom, is usually very reserved and not extroverted. She always is cautious when she sends emails to people and things like that. So imagine my surprise when one day I wake up to lore mom, who was at the time just my girlfriend, saying, "Hey, I want to get a cat." And it's like, okay, well, I don't know about that, I think to myself. Then she continues, "I've already found a cat that I like." I'm like, okay, so she has already found that, so now she's attached to something. I was actually pretty against having cats. This is the context you need. And then she ended it with, "I've already contacted them." So not much of a debate to be had. The shy person's already started contacting the owner to buy it, and I'm just like, oh my god, no. But it turned out to be one of the best decisions. We learned a lot about parenting, because having a cat, especially the cat that we have, she's a Bengal cat, or at least like 75% Bengal, and people describe Bengals as if you're having a toddler forever. So we learned a lot about parenting and made the mistakes on a cat instead of a human, which is a poor cat. But the cats are a lot less capable of terrible things like humans are, so you know. There's a lot of ethnicities in Afghanistan. Thanks for sharing the info and even updating that. That was really helpful. Oh, that's nice. What? There we go. Alright, and then this is going to be not the case. Because, like, one of the first things that happened after the fall of France is that this was taken, or it was even taken beforehand. Regardless, I think that, not the Americans, I think the British would actually, it's an island. Like, of course the British are going to occupy an island. Maybe I'm just not going to map it. There, done. Done. Any scenario thought you want to share, man? You like, are you saying that you want me to share more ideas about what I think is interesting about this scenario, or are you offering one? Can you not put it in a box and just consider it part of Newfoundland? Potentially. Why is it all the way over there? It's strange. I'm taking this Denmark so that I can take the data. This is going to be not Denmark. Oh, hold on. Now I have the selection so that I can give this to America, because they occupied it after Denmark fell, and they just did it, and there wasn't any celebration about it. And then Iceland's going to be Iceland, and Iceland's going to be guaranteed by the Americans, and that's going to be a issue for Germany to deal with. I'm pretty sure that's all stuff that happened in history. Anything you want to get out there? Okay. I will queue up a rant of some kind, and I'll share it when I can. I'm glad to know that you guys like that. I was worried that I was rambling or something. Iceland, and then change this layer's name to Iceland. And then, okay, who's gonna own the Faroe though? Is it gonna be Iceland again? I mean, I guess. I don't know for sure. Maybe it's in Britain? I don't know. But for now, it's gonna be Iceland, so that's cute. Okay, what else is there to talk about? Unfortunately, not much coming to mind right now. I will. Oh, this is going to be interesting though. What is going to happen with the Caribbean islands? The thing about France in this situation is that they're basically a German satellite state, but they're in denial about that. It's like, yeah, they took out all this land of France. Oh no! But then they have this, and they're trading, making money, paying off the war reparations. Great. The overseas empire is intact. Awesome. We can still be a thing, you guys. Cope. But the British wouldn't act against the French, at least not until the Cold War starts, and then France determines their alignment. Because if Japan goes in on France and tries to take Indochina, then France becomes a Britain ally again. And it's not against the terms of the treaty to like defend an ally of theirs, or at least collaborate with a mutual ally against a mutual enemy. Could I give you an idea on what is happening? I am making a map for a video which is going to be on the subject of an Axis victory. The point of divergence, the only point of divergence I feel like could have any chance of the borders of Germany as they are currently depicted as from happening, is the event where Britain does an armistice in 1940, or a peace in 1940 after Dunkirk, so that they don't even fight, and they don't have the ability to influence the way that Germany carves up Europe. That is the point of the stream. That is what we're doing right now. Is there anything else that is lacking from my explanation? Do you have a good enough idea of what's going on now? Really hot, man. I need to figure this out with my wife. We don't even know which AC unit is the one that operates or functions. Hi, Lorda in chat. Hello. Michigan's naval artist. That's an interesting name. Bulgaria. This is gonna be... Yeah, why the heck did Germany occupy this? I mean, I guess you could ask that about literally everything they did. Why'd you do this? New country color picker dropped. What's it called? This is Suck. I don't know if it's a specific version number, but I just use this one. I don't know if it's better than the others. I find its ability to list a color for every US state to be like insane, and it makes it really annoying to navigate. But it's the one I use, and it's the one I've been using. As all great man, Lord Dad needs to turn down his diplomatic mind to the problem of the Balkans. Well, thankfully, the problem is mostly solved for me, at least for now. It's true that this is definitely not going to be tenable. I don't think the Balkans ever is a tenable situation to begin with, but there we go. That's pretty. Is that Bulgarian Romania even accurate though? Yeah, that seems like an artifact of the method that I use to regain assets that were scaled up. So we'll deal with that. There we go. That's nice. Okay. Germany occupied Alexandropolis to use in naval activities in the Aegean. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for the information. Germany occupied... sorry. Kitty? If you heard anything right now, that's Lore Girl being excited that Lore Boy just woke up from his nap. If you hear a lovely lady talking, that is my wife. That's Lore Mom. Uh-oh. That was mislabeled. Yeah, hold on. Well, West Banat. I'm guessing that Germany occupied this because there were Germans there. I think Thousand Week has a little SS state there. I don't know about that. If I was in Mustache Man's boat, I wouldn't have done that, but then again, it's not about what I would do. It's about what they did and would continue to do. So, well, we'll see. Yeah, like they made it there. They would probably make it in real life. So, I just don't know if they'd stay. I don't know if they could afford to stay. Is a better way to put it. No, thanks. Sizable population of Swabian Germans. Yes. I think they'd keep it around, but it depends on how it goes. Not sure how I'd map that though. For now, I'll just make Serbia. Problem with using these as references that it has the borders, but I think at some point, there you go, yeah. I already made these. Look at how super convenient. Oh my goodness. Reusing old work is definitely the way to go. If you can help it, don't redo all the work that you've done in the past. I am going to merge the Italian layers here. Italian claims on Yugoslavia, entire protectorate, and Italy. What? Oh, what a coincidence. They just managed to be right next to each other. Italy. There you go. That's Italy. Something I've read recently is that France rejected any armistice plans if they included the loss of their colonial empire, and I don't know if that means parts of their colonial empire or the whole thing. If it's only parts, then that implies that not even Djibouti would fall under Italian hands, so they'd just be super scuffed. Like, they would basically only... Well, I mean, like, this is still pretty substantial political victory for them, so maybe it's okay, but it seems a little lacking, so that's interesting to consider. Oops. Now let's start painting out all of the islands. Wouldn't Albania be expanded though into northern Greece? I think this is the expansion into northern Greece. No, it's not. Interesting. Yeah, that could potentially be something that happens. Let's do a little more research into that. Wait. Oh, Germany occupied these. Was this Macedonian area supposed to be eventually granted to Bulgaria? And Germany only occupied it because they needed it for Aegean stuff? This small gulf. That's a good point, is that France didn't have much ability to resist the demands, so minor territorial concessions do make sense. Oh, I just thought of a devilish thing. I don't know if I'll share it though. It could just be stupid. Central Macedonia was meant to be Bulgarian, if not partitioned between the state formed of Greece and the Balkans and the Bulgarians. I think that due to the nature of exactly how Greece ends up becoming an Italian protectorate, I'm going to make it so it's all Bulgarian. Also, it just looks nicer, so. Would they even take these islands? No, it seems a little much. You know, there's something they are going to do is take Lesbos. Isn't this Lesbos? Or is this Lesbos? Huge Bulgaria. Well, they're missing this little sliver. It's nice to actually have this area filled in properly. What I wonder is, would Croatia be an Italian puppet? I know that they jointly occupy the area, but that's not gonna last. Also, Italy wanted this. Or did Germany? No, I'm pretty sure Italy did this. Yes. I should probably just take that selection. There we go. Yep. Right. Always confused on what the Axis actually wanted to do with Greece. Well, they didn't want to ever invade it. They were just like, hey, dude, I'm too busy. We have the similar ideologies. Why won't you be my friend? And then Metaxas is just like, screw you. And then it's like, oh, now I have to deal with this. Oh, what a pain. This is from what I understand. I had to like really abridge the whole situation. I'm so glad I can just... Yay! What? Why is Hungary so large? Hello? One little pixel there is enough to cause everything to be screwed up. Yeah, wow. Well, that's Photoshop for you. Is that stopping because I'm not watching? I don't want to listen to the non-edited. I want to listen to this. Wait, this isn't. No, it is slightly edited. That's good. Based Metaxas, yeah. Lily wanted to assert control over Croatia, but never succeeded. They wanted to place a member of the House of Savoy as king. Yes, I remember that. And then, like, the actual people running the place were friendly with Mustache Man's ideology. Italy and Germany would have influence over Croatia, but the Croatian leader likes the German way of doing it, especially hating on Serbia. Yeah, that's going to be a cluster F. Looking a lot better. German-Italian split? Like what, like this? Or would it be more like this? I don't know. I don't think so. Doesn't make sense. Like it's Croatia already is weirdly shaped. It makes sense in the way that it's like, yeah, they're splitting it in the middle, but like, yeah, no, I should have never underestimated the power of the Balkans to give me a headache. Did I make a asset in Stressa for the occupation? I swear to God I did. Group 2, Bulgaria, the Bruja, Syria. Saxon Balkan. I swear I made this in the past. I want to see if I can find it quickly. Let's see the packs. Kit. Iran and Armenia, American occupied, second Russia, American occupied pack. Warlord Iberia, Russia, Soviet, Southern Thrust, Saxon Island, Russia, Japanese puppets. Oh, I didn't have a pack for it and I couldn't find it, so I'll just have to do the hard way. Oh, German and Italian split in relations. Yes, absolutely. That's definitely going to happen. Bosnians being treated better than Serbians, considering how Germans viewed Islam positively. Well, I don't know if I would go that far. I know that they at least like Speedle or something was like, there's something so cool about Islam, and it's just like, oh, okay, man. Like when you got your head so far up your own butt, like you are going to you're gonna think anything is like, oh, this means this. Oh, that's so cool. Well, like ironically, like, oh no, I'm not gonna make any statements that I don't know to be true. So I'm not going to say that. So I could just end up making a fool of myself on the internet, which wouldn't be the first time, but not really something that you'd want to have happen when you're making a controversial topic, or covering a controversial topic. local rulers in Palestine are working to... Yeah, Golden Square wouldn't even have a reason to revolt, so Rashid would probably stay idle. Unless... Maybe he ends up leading a, like, when there's a big anti-British movement, he ends up leading it, and then... Because of their similarities, they go in on it together, but... Okay, see ya. Wahazaz. I cannot pronounce that. I'm probably not going to try ever again. I would say that the Italian is a Greek puppet. Oh. Lord Girl. No. Lord Girl fell. It's sad. I think Laurent has it under control, but if you hear a baby crying, that's why. I will consider the Albanian annexations, but for now... that's the thing I hate about QBAM and different versions of QBAM. The coastlines are always different and you have to do this stuff. That's why I like to reuse my assets instead of using reference. Greetings, Lord Dad. How are you this fine evening? Well, it's not an evening for me. It's like early afternoon, but a little stressed, to be honest. A lot's going on in my personal life, but gotta grind. Rise and grind. Nice to be able to multitask by connecting with the community while working on assets, though. So I'm glad that you guys are receiving these streams well and stuff. The Hearts of Iron 4 game was a little bit of a disaster, but you know. I do need to get the script for this done, or at least a large portion of it, for scheduling reasons, but it helps me write when I have a map to look at instead of it all being in my head, so there's a lot of little things juggling at the same time. So yes, in many words, I'm a little stressed, but I am also excited for this. I want to make sure I do a good job. It would be very important for the channel if I do. So okay, there we go. Maybe this is where I'll do a little, no, Lord Cat number 1. No, Lord Cat number 1. There we go. Wait, yeah, I'll just leave it like that. And because this is a Italian puppet, we need to apply an effect. So stroke inside one color here. I usually do like inner glow, but I think I'm gonna start doing stroke because there's the anti-aliasing that I don't even know if I can get rid of that already gives the effect of a glow while being more concise and strict. It makes these islands look like they're directly annexed into Italy, but who cares? It's like they might as well be. See you, Michigans. The Beast Beacons go to streams. Oh, I'm glad that you like it. Thanks. Hope it gets better. Make sure to take breaks. Maybe I'll award myself a break today instead of working my night shift. I'll see. Just a lot to do. I can probably have a break when this stuff is done. Switzerland. I want to have Switzerland still exist by 1945. And they're not going to have Vorarlberg. So this is going to be incorrect. But that's okay. I want to make a Kalterkrieg submod of that has Switzerland be a contention point between the Reichspakt and the Accord. It might be a future video I make. Hey, Zero Winter. Is this map right after Journey wins or a few years later? Currently, it's like the year that they win or the year after. So this is all very recent. Maybe I should even put that as an element. How do I edit the text? There. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so Europe's mostly done. It's just done. It's done in many senses of the word. There's no coming back from this for Europe. Say, does anyone know where the Urals are? Because I think I'm gonna have to like extend the arcades a little bit. I'll have to find an exact reference, but the AA line is there, but I want them to go just a little bit further. Bye, Mish. Is there a Lord Granddad or Lord Grandma? Yes. There are 2 of them each. But they are so divorced from the whole lore thing that I wouldn't even call them lore or anything. They're just the grandparents of Lord Boy. Are we doing Burgundy down the road? Potentially. Is the relationship with France more equal? Definitely not. What's happening in Japan? They're going to get occupied by the Americans. So might as well start mapping that out now that Europe is mostly done. So, I know that the British occupied those little areas. That's interesting. But that's an interesting way to mark the warlords too. Internal boundaries within the... Yeah, that makes sense. How do I even begin with that though? Alright. Trying to big copy. I might as well just start. No, this is just so cringy. Trying to. There he is. Hello? There we go. Yay. They're gonna have Taiwan, and they're gonna have these treaty ports, and they're gonna have Mongolia, and they're gonna have Tibet. It's a very big China. Well, I don't even know if they'll have Tibet. I think they're going to try. They're probably going to be given Tibet. But, I don't know. Why is Ukraine so big? Apparently they wanted to have the Ukrainian SR, I mean, the Ukrainian RK extend all the way there. And it's just like colonial borders. It's not an actual proper region. It's basically where the German-Russian border ends in your map. Yeah. Urals up to the lakes, but it curves down east and southwest. Oh, okay. Chinese Civil War. The nationalists win. Going south to north. What's going on now? I'm just doing some maps. I might. Hold on, 1 second. Never mind. I'll just. Ah, oh, god damn it. Thank you. I didn't realize I muted myself. There was like some kid things going on, and I wanted to make sure that you guys didn't have to hear that stuff. I'm back. Hi. Please come back. Viewers. What was I saying? Yeah, the Greater East Asians won. Switzerland is not going to be invaded yet. Don't know if they'd even be able to afford the invasion. So that's an interesting concept. And what was the other thing? Bohemia was a protectorate, but protectorate doesn't mean much. It just means that you're going to be educated instead of redacted. And being educated isn't much better, because if you know anything about the residential schools in Canada, you would know that it's not much better. It's actually Truth and Reconciliation Month here in Canada. We talk about it. It wasn't really a thing when I was in school, but imagine nowadays they would talk a lot more. I only learned about it like, well, that's not true. I did get exposed to some of it, but it wasn't like a national holiday. A lot of redacted messages. That's interesting. Yeah, this timeline really sucks. Big L for life on Earth in this timeline. It's even more grim than TNO, because at least you know TNO, like, things are falling apart. You're watching it collapse in real time, but I guess I'm doing immediately after, and then properly looking into exactly what would happen because of all this stuff. You're gonna see them around for a while, and it's like, wow, that sucks. Thank God there was no surrender. How's everyone doing? I don't even know if that's exactly how I'm going to do that. I know I can do this. There we go. Sucks for Europe a lot, but most of the rest of the world will be just the same. Well, like, not even though there's a problem. Like, Tommy Douglas, the Canadian NDP leader who ushered in healthcare in Canada, one of the biggest things that Canada has over America. They keep tooting their own horn about it. Look how great it is. He was a homophobe and also a eugenicist. His first drafts of the Canadian healthcare bill included excluding the quote-unquote subnormal family. He even wrote a book about it. Obviously that wasn't kept in for the final version, but it was certainly a problem. Hold on. Let's go on an email that says, we have an important message. Oh. Their message is, we want your money. Great. Now what am I doing? What was I doing? Yeah. The Congo. Just gonna take this. I wonder how well it's gonna go down here. What a disaster. And it's not Germany's problem. No, they're sitting pretty, only their European holdings. Although it's actually nice temperature-wise in here, so amazing. Ah, such a relief. Oh, somebody's visiting.
Is it called Michael?
Oh, you want to call your friend?
Yes.
Probably shouldn't use names here. You want to come say hi to chat? Come over here.
It's called Michael.
Okay,
Not for coming, but the best.
good idea. What?
How do you first? Is it how for 1 minute?
1 minute?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish in 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, everyone, we're finishing in 1 minute. Let's set a timer. Alright. What to do in a minute? We can probably finish off these border adjustments. Yay. Okay. What the hell is that? Huh? Nope, 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 not the French state. I don't know what's happening there.
Funny pass.
That's good. Can you put them on? Look, we have 25, 24, 23 seconds left.
No, it's 1 minute.
Yeah, you have one. It's less than a minute. When we agreed on 1 minute, I set a 1 minute timer. Can you come up and say goodbye to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Please subscribe.
Subscribe.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, what else do you want to say?
I think you me present.
Thank you for the present.
Yes.
He had his birthday recently, and I guess.
Oh, that was my car.
Let's go.